Listen, as your star rises, I want you to do this. Remain humble and grounded. Remember when you only had oodles and noodles and ramen noodles to eat. Remember the places that you rented or stayed at might not have been the greatest. They might have had a bug issue, roaches, ants, earwigs. It didn't matter how hard you cleaned or how often you sprayed, you always had an issue with those. Remember when you had peanut butter with no jelly or syrup sandwiches? You ate that cinnamon and butter sugar toast? Remember the times when all you had to eat was cereal for dinner? Remember when you rocked hand-me-down clothing and thrifted clothing because that's all you could afford at the time? Remember when either all your bills was paid, but your banking account was on zero? Remember when the gas tank was on E, but you still had enough to make it to work that day? Remember you dreamed and prayed for this while still working a dead-end job or you were in school. Remember vacations weren't to these extravagant places. Vacations were staycations in your own town. You are manifesting into your life the private jets, the weekend getaways, the podcast interviews, the leading conferences on big stages, the interviews, the magazine articles. You're going to be so booked and busy that you won't even have a time to breathe. But I want you to remember where you came from. Remember where you have been. And that all of that wasn't just for nothing. It brought out the character. It brought out the strength. It brought off the confidence that you knew that you had to keep pushing to succeed. So, no matter how much money you got in your pocket, in your wallet, on your bank account, always reflect back to when you had none of these. Think about that.